Alright, we are going to get started just for the sake of keeping on time. And I would like to welcome you for being part of All in Panther's 30-year anniversary. 30 years is a long time. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Patricia Barceló, and I'm the president of All in Panther. And I have a question for you. If humanity alone is enough, what responsibility does that place on you? I don't expect an answer right here, but it would be great if you answer this question every day when you're out in the world. And I speak to you not only as the president of All in Panther, but as someone who arrived in the United States as a refugee more than 30 years ago. I arrived as a child with uncertainty, with losses that could not be measured, and with no guarantee that life would ever feel safe or whole again. Over time, people here made room for me and my family, and because of that welcome that we were giving, we were able to rebuild our lives. All in Panther exists so that other families who have been displaced by war and violence are not left alone to rebuild their lives. All in Panther provides structure, belonging, and a community in place of isolation. Currently, we serve 55 families, 260 participants through expressive arts, monthly family wellness groups, and 6 to 8 education classes per year, and 5 to 10 targeted wellness groups for men, women, and youth. This is not something that just happens. Programs do not rise out of empty air, and healing does not begin because time passes. Healing begins only when someone makes space for it. When someone chooses to stand beside a family that has already lost everything and has no hope. All in Panther exists because people like you have decided that this family should not be asked to start all over in a place that is silent or indifferent. Every support group, every wellness class, every circle of expressive arts, each one is evidence that a human being said, your life still matters here. It is evidence that someone believed strangers deserve a future that acted on that belief. Without that decision, without people consciously choosing to sustain this place, these families would return to isolation, to a quiet struggle, to carry everything with no one to witness it or help them. When people give to All in Panther, they are not buying supplies. They are saying to a father who escaped torture, to a mother who crossed borders with children in her arms, to a teenager trying to grow between two worlds, you are not invisible. Your story is not over. You do not have to do this alone. You can help today. You can buy raffle tickets. You can buy a t-shirt, a bag, or you can bid on a silent auction item. And those things mean hope. Every item that is sold or bidded on today will make a difference to somebody's life. And I can tell you on a personal level, it has made a tremendous difference in my life. And that has echoed through everything that I do at home and in my community. Everything we do at All in Panther is built on one core belief about human beings, that existence establishes its self-worth If humanity alone is not enough, then the responsibility is clear. No one has already survived, no one that has already survived should have to heal without the presence or the support of others. And this is why we are all here today. Thank you. Right now, I'm going to invite Hammett to come up, and he's going to be directing the participant sharing. Participant sharing is storytelling to let us look directly into the lives beyond our own, into ways that people have carried out disasters, adapted under pressure, and continue when there is one reason to collapse. It exposes the real texture of survival, not the version softened by distance, but the version lived in real time with fear, loss, and the uncertainty of it. Some of us in this audience have been fortunate. We do not have to be displaced. We do not have to bury our loved ones who have been killed or tortured. We are very blessed and lucky. We have been sheltered. But not everybody is granted that love in the world. When those who have endured these despicable circumstances speak out, they hand something to us, something that we could not gain without them. So I ask that you listen, and your listening widens the frame of what we think is possible. It teaches us about the forms of strength, and please hold on dear to this, because the strength is what keeps us going. What you are about to hear is not an entertainment or a performance. It is instruction in how life persists when the world has already attempted to end it. Thank you.
Hello and good afternoon. Welcome everyone. It's a big honor for me to be here today to celebrate the 30 years of our Panther. When I arrived in Tucson, it was 2023. Me and my family feel lonely, and everything was new for us. One day, accidentally, I met one of the Allen Panther worker in a grocery store. And she's here right now. And she smelled and talked with us and asked where are we from. And then she invited us for the family, the Allen Panther family. It was the first time that I meet someone who spoke in my own language and knows our culture. It was the first time that me and my family feeling that we have someone or a group or a community support us here in Tucson. After that, we feel like we are not alone here. We engage with many programs and events in Allen Panther. And that was the first time that I felt that we are not alone here. And my kids find someone to play with them and be. After that, I worked as a volunteer with Allen Panther until I became a health promoter. And it's my honor right now to promoter and helping other refugees, specifically Afghans, in the community. It's very hard to come in a country that everything is completely different. The culture, the language, the food, everything. And you're struggling with many things. Language barriers, broken language, and it's hard to engage with with a new community. So Island Panther, an event that they are providing for refugees and communities, specifically for Afghans, was a great step to engage with the community and knows the new cultures and achieve and have the hope and find your way. So for me and for my family, I think it was a very nice and very good starting to be engaged with such a nice organization. Now I'm really appreciated being back. I'm working through this Allen Panther, and helping many to engage in the community, to find their ways, to help others as well. So these 30 years, I think it's not, Allen Panther is not just an organization to just working for some people. I think it's a second home for many of these refugees, like me, because you have the feeling of being at home when you are in this community. That's important. When you go to another country with new things, you're feeling like you're alone. But when you see someone or an organization or some people to support you, to help you, that means a lot for you. So Alan Panther for me, and I'm sure for many Afghans and refugees family is as a second family and as a second home. That feeling, that safety, giving you that feeling, you're safe, you're protected. I want to thank for everyone, for our co-workers and friends, and for all community members who are supporting Allen Panther or any organization like this or helping refugees. And I wish best of luck for everyone. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else that's been part of Olive Panther that would like to come up and share something about their story or their path to the United States? I would like to add that Olive Panther has served many refugees from different countries around the world. When Olive Panther started 30 years ago, there was a lot of turmoil in Central America, and Amy Schubert stood up for herself with many other members of our community to provide a safe space for children and families to begin their healing. And this is how Olive Panther started, just in case you are new to what Olive Panther is about. And we will turn the mic over and we will hear more from other members of Olive Panther.
Hi everyone, my name is Sydney. I am the program manager at Olive Panther. I've only been here since May. Feels like a lot longer already. We have a couple of participants here who are currently youth in our program. We couldn't invite everyone, but we chose a few people to represent all of the participants. And so they're going to read some poetry right now.
Hey, my name is Arash Khalili, and I'm from Afghanistan, and I'm 14 years old, and I'm gonna read or something.
Yes, so Aresh and I will be reading a poem that was actually a collaborative poem written this year by our participants. So they were given the theme of hope, which is our theme for this year, and they all wrote different lines about things that they're hoping for or things that give them hope. Would you like to start?
Hope, a collaborative poem by Old and Partner 2025. I hope to help people and be kind to them.
I want to be a billionaire and hope to help my family, the homeless, and anyone that needs money.
And to be able to teach people that don't know English.
When I play soccer with my friends without worrying of how bad I play, I forget about my problems and can hope for a better tomorrow.
I hope one day I will be the best soccer player. I keep trying. One day I will be the best soccer player. I know it.
I feel good when I hope and believe I can be the best one day. When I hope, I feel strong to believe in myself.
I found hope when my friends laugh. It makes me happy, and I feel good when I make others smile.
Hope feels like you're struggling, but suddenly you get strong again.
Hope feels like seeing my friends again, my friends in Africa. We miss each other, and it is sad when I don't see them, but I have hope to hug them again someday.
You have to be kind, be gentle, and hope that others will give the same back to you. Be good to others.
The existence of hope for me is the continuity of the life I'm now, and without hope, I can't continue on this path. And I currently have hope to complete high school and become something that benefits society, and my parents and my family are with me to be proud of me. Without hope, no life.
I don't want dogs to chase me, and if they do, I hope they never catch me.
Warmth of heart is a silent promise, so terrifying. Speaks in a way no words can show.
A whispered warmth that I hope I can always make others feel.
I hope to be a president, to keep my country safe and clean, to help the people, to make sure everyone has a place to live.
I hope to singer like Zupu.
Honest and hope we will be able to achieve and progress prosperity to hard work and truth.
No matter the power in this world, there will never be another me, so I hope to grow strong.
You're the light for the people and for the people that have trust in you. If there is any trust left, my hope is I can always find someone to trust.
Remember to have hope. And we have a couple of other participants here. If they just want to wave, I can introduce them, or if you want to come and say your name, you're welcome to. You want me to introduce you, or you want to?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Khadija, and I want to read a poem for you. Actually, it's a Persian poem or a Arabic poem, we can say. لهجه‌ام دری دری اما زبانم پارسی روحی من شهنامه است و جسم و جانم پارسی از سواری رستم و از دادگاه آرشم تیرهایم واژگان است و کمانم پارسی این زبان واحد این پهنای فرهنگی ستر این جنون عشق در خون رگانم پارسی از سمرقند و بخارا تا هرات و کاشغر، از بدخشان تا خجند و اصفهانم پارسی. هر کجا هستیم با هر لهجه‌ای همراهمان، زین تا کولا و تهران با میانم پارسی. این زبان رودکی و مولوی و حافظ است، گم اگر من خواب دیدم ترجمانم پارسی. دوستدارم مولویوار این زبان شمس را، این زبان شعر و منطق در زبانم پارسی. هر کجا در من نهال دوستی بنشاندند، باغ و صلح و آشتیم باغبانم پارسی. میروم از فرش تا عرش خدا بی واسطه، راه پیمای سلوکم نردبانم پارسی. از اهورا مانده این آواز در گوش زمان، من خدای مهرم و پیغمبرانم پارسی. شوق پرواز است در من بیکران در بیکران، کفسر آزادگیم آسمانم پارسی.
And this is one of our participants, Juma. He just wants to say hi.
Hi, thank you.
And I think that is all. I don't think we have any other participants who are going to read any poems. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your stories as part of who you are. Now it is an honor to welcome Barbara Pulley. For many years, she has carried out work in this community of healing, not as a sentiment or a slogan, but as sustained practice. The kind that is built through leadership, continuity, and responsibility over time. Her work with the Hopi Foundation has been a living example that repair does not happen by accident or by the mere passage of years. I am so proud and honored to be in the presence of Barbara, who has been an inspiration for me. Her leadership stands as proof the community does not heal because they forget what happened. The healing takes place because all of you move it forward in our hearts. Barbara, I invite you to please come up.
The room has been filling up. I'm so happy to be here today. Some of you don't know the distance I have come, but I live in northern Arizona on the Hopi Reservation, which takes me probably, if I came straight, it would take me about 7 hours or 8 hours to get here. But did a little detour and stayed in Phoenix last night. I'm aging, as many of us are aging now. I mean, I look around and came in and saw many of you who I haven't seen for a number of years. And my heart swelled, really swelled, to see all your faces. And to see someone like Pat here at the front speaking, because that's really a big part of what we dreamed of, I guess, when we were working with the program, is that a program that was developed based on listening to the atrocities that were going on. As a new executive director with the Hopi Foundation, my first 2 years was in the learning era. I had to learn about this particular program. Barbara Chester and Dr. Rob Robin were the two who helped to teach me and helped me to understand a little bit better of what we were providing. I understand program development very much so. It's the human touch of people is what
doesn't leave anyone. Doesn't leave
one another. So the human touch that I had, the heart that I had for people was always there. And it was always my intent to make anyone who I came into touch with to feel like family. And coming here today, you are all my family, and I appreciate you. Even if I have not met you yet, I know what you have been doing to help in this community. If we didn't have a community with the value that you distribute here with one another, we wouldn't have some of these young ones participating, some of them growing up so that they can be in the school system and get through what their learning is that they have to do. It was very difficult in the early years, and Patty alluded to it. Families were here. I recall that many times the young children had to teach their families how to live in a community with all the unknowns that were there. And it was very challenging for many of our families. But we had the good heart of people that came in as volunteers, good heart of people who had professional skills that were willing to work with us to help build a better community, a better life, to help one another survive in a new country. And that was very important for me to recognize as the leader of the organization. We had to do a lot of search for funding, and we at one time had very good funding at the Center for the Prevention and Resolution of Violence that we started with 30 years ago. From that, we have, of course, had reduced funding, and we have had people that have tried to learn, best they can. It's very difficult when it's something you don't always grow up with. I come from a community that we have learned to live through our values. And I look at the community people coming in, what values they bring from home. And I see us, I'm talking about us, my people at home. I see how we've survived all these years as Hopi people. And it's been basically the values that my great-grandfather, my grandfather and grandmother, and father and mother have taught me all these years. And the values will always sit with me, which is what I see today. There have been values built in this community. And we wouldn't be sitting here today if we didn't have the caring values that we need for one another. We don't have as many of the youth here that I can see. But I see the youth of my yesterday that are here. And I'm so proud that they have stayed as a part of the program because they are giving of themselves what they learned throughout the years that there was assistance for them. It's like, and as I came in the door, and I have to say this for Abby, that when we had Abby come on board, With this March, I just saw her come in someplace. There she is. I'll give you a hug in a bit. But as we have the program in full operation of working with the arts program, our children grew immensely by the different types of arts that they were exposed to. It brought many to the forefront because a lot of them were shy or they were hesitant to say anything for fear of somebody making fun of them. When I say this, I think about my own people because I live in a community where many of our young people, if they're trying to learn the language, unfortunately, we still have people who tease them about not saying the word right. And so things that are happening like that, they seem simple, but they're not. And to recognize this early on with a child and help them bring themselves out so that they become proud of some of the artwork that they have been, that they have learned to do over the years that we have had March provide this. And it's, you know, it's not, I don't just want to pinpoint to March, but I want to say we have a lot of volunteers who came in and worked with the young people. And if it were not for them, our program probably wouldn't have survived. And I can't be more appreciative. Some of you are still here with us. Some of you have been invited to join and volunteer and help out. And I just say, Asquali, thank you, thank you. But I want to let you know that Abby coming on board.
Being a volunteer is not just a person that comes to take care of it. Being a volunteer goes beyond that. As you hear these recognitions, hold this thought. Every person honored here is a part of the reason a family did not suffer alone. And I can attest to that. When I first arrived in the United States in 1985, people from a church, or many churches, opened their hearts and their doors to my family and I. And it is because of them that I stand here before you today. And I had no idea how to speak English. I didn't know anything about anything. All I knew was I was escaping the war. And all the Panther made it possible for my family and I to heal some of those wounds. None of this work can be done without people that show up. And it takes a lot to give back, but the rewards are pretty great to see what is changed and echoes through our community every single day. It happens because you are human. It happens because you care. You give your time, your skills, you give up your evenings sometimes, your weekends, and it gives a lot back to someone. Volunteers are the infrastructure beneath every visible success at Owl and Panther. They are the reasons door opens, the reasons children smile, and the reason healing takes place. It reduces despair, it gives hope, and it gives us a place in the community, and it gives us a voice. When we speak these names, we are naming more than a name. We are naming a person who cares. These recognitions are not for a ceremonial purpose, but they are more to acknowledge the practical and durable ways that they make a difference and they make impact every single day. This is how communities remain livable. This is how people make it through.
So there's a couple of folks here that we would like to acknowledge today. As both Patty and Barbara mentioned, we couldn't do the work we do without our partners and our volunteers. 30 years is a long time for a nonprofit to survive, and we've only made it this far because we've had so much help and support from the community. We have a volunteer here today who's been a volunteer with Allen Panther for 5 years, over 5 years, I believe. Like I said, I've only been with Allen Panther since May, but since then I've already seen how much this volunteer has impacted our organization. They connect us with other organizations in the community that we partner with. We've already partnered with Rock Solid because of them, QT Soccer, probably so many more that I don't know about. They're always willing to help us out. Last minute if we need it. The first program that I actually participated in, we called this volunteer the day of because something fell through with our transportation, and they showed up with like 5 or 6 kids, and so it just speaks to how generous they are and how much of an impact they have, and all of the kids love them so much. So, Flannery, if you could come, we would like to congratulate you and acknowledge you.
I just want to add that this Panther Flannery that we're going to share with you, it is very special to us because it came from Mariana and Amy's collection. And so we've held out to this.
No, this is Allen Panther from a friend. We've been on for a long time. I reached out to see if the kids wanted to go. And turns out they didn't want to go climbing, and I also wanted to climb every evening with Allen Panther kids. So it's been such an honor to be part of this, and thank you all so much for keeping this organization going for the last 30 years. It's been so incredible. Thank you all.
Thank you.
The next person, you already heard a little bit from Hamid.
Everything, my family, my life, education, and when I come to here, my language is 0. But I try through my life, I joined through the Avalon Panther. Avalon Panther for us, family, for us, community, like second home. We learn everything from Avalon Panther, especially me. I have another job, I get a job, I learn language, I can drive. My kids join to college, but everything about the Avalon Panther. Because step by step, learning everything I learned from Avalon Panther and my community all the time with Avalon Panther, and we go to home and learn law, safety, about education, help people, and I appreciate you about the third management from Avalon Panther. Thank you from heart. Thank you.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Amira was the first midwife in Afghanistan. And part of what she brings to Avalon Panther is that knowledge and that skill as we share health education classes and do home visits with families in our wellness groups as well. And we also want to acknowledge a partner who's here, and Sydney will speak a little bit more about this partner.
So yeah, we're only going to acknowledge one partner, but there are so many partners in Tucson that we're so grateful to. We just chose one to represent them all. This partner is called QT Soccer Stars, and they work with community youth. They'll come out wherever and bring equipment to do soccer games and soccer drills. We had them recently a couple of weeks ago at our 30th anniversary event that we had for families. And it was so much fun. There were probably close to 100 kids there, and they had so much fun and really kept the kids occupied and engaged and playing together, building relationships and learning skills and social skills through that. So there's one person here that we're gonna call out to come and get this award, and that is Mel.
Thank you all for having me here and for sharing your experiences. I've learned a lot about Alan Panther from all the speakers, and it makes me more proud to be part of the work we've been doing. The kids are always a joy to be around. Very passionate about soccer and life. So thank you.
So I am going to ask again that you open your heart, but you also open your wallets if you can, to bid on some of the items, buy some raffle tickets, and keep All in Panther going. Now, All in Panther is more than survival. It is also beauty. Beauty is proof that trauma did not and will not have the last word. When people who have no loss, they have no torture, exile, or violence, and they create anything, something magical happens. Let it be music or writing or laughter or friendship. That is the most valuable thing that anyone can give back to our communities. And these people are demonstrating that injury did not finish their story. That is not optimism. It is evidence that the trauma that some of us have lived and some people in the world are experiencing today and will experience tomorrow will not be forgotten. Beauty in the wake of harm shows that the human spirit can generate something new even when the ground underneath is shaking. The work shared in this segment is part of the ongoing reclamation that we are saying, we hear you and we are here for you. Every line written and every poem that you hear from All in Panther is an act that somebody matters, that we care, and that we are here. And I would like to call Wally Munger next.
Hi, everybody. What a pleasure and honor it was to end up being a part of this process of creating a song. And I think at first I got a call from Aspen Green and said, "You ever heard of Alan Panther? They want you to help them write a song." I've heard of that, but I don't really know anything about it. And so then I spoke with Abby and I emailed and spoke and got an idea. I said, "Sure, let's do this." I quickly realized that, so I'm a songwriter, that's what I do, but this wasn't going to be me writing a song, it was going to be us writing a song. It had to be, because if we wanted to represent the cultures that this community represents, and certainly weren't really Kurdish, Afghan, Congolese, and more. We wanted to put that all into a song. So I first met with Julie and Shirok, who's somewhere. Where's Shirok? If Julie and Shirok, if you guys stand up, because you deserve a lot of credit for this. I don't know what Julie is. And also there was a fellow named Manuel in the room, I don't think he's here. But in that first meeting, they really gave some important information to do this. And then we met again, and we started to try to play a little music, which didn't sound that good. And then there was a meeting where you all, I don't think you might have been on board by then, Sydney, put out these prompts. Like, what are the words going to be of this thing? Maybe not again. But the lyrics to the song, they came in bits and pieces, but that filled out so much. And it really made this the community song. Really did. And then we got together, sounded a little better, playing a little music, sounded a little better. And then we finished it all at the studio. We're going to be playing you that song. I guess with a little bit of a slideshow of some sort. This would be the perfect music video, by the way. So, anyway, the song is called, and I think it represents a journey from difficult situations, very difficult, to hope, to community and love. And I think the song came out pretty good, so thanks to everybody. From far away we have come. We left our lands to escape the storm. Many miles to another world. We start again as if reborn. Journey, journey, journey far, to the trial, here we are. Journey, journey, journey far, through the trial, here we are. Journey far, sweet journey, from here we are. Fill with hope, fill with love, share the dream on the star above. Starting over in our new land, building the beauty we know we can. We journey far. We journey, from here we are. Rising up, we come so far, just like Anthony, here we are. We share the dream in the palm of the arm. Look at us, we come so far. We journey far. We journey, now here we are. Now here we are. Now here we are. From far away we have come.
Before I invite Abby to come up, I would like to leave you with some thoughts. I want to say that no one chooses to be displaced. No one chooses to be a refugee. And refugees do not come resilient by accident or overnight. Someone builds a bridge for them. Owl and Panther is that bridge for many of us. It is the structure that turns arrival into belonging, crisis into continuity, and isolation into community. What has been sustained here is not automatic. It exists because people like you choose to get involved. Year after year, you make this happen, and we cannot do this without you. To bring this evening to a close, I would like to leave you with one question. And I had to text it to myself because I didn't write it down. So I'm going to pull my phone up and read it to you. But it is a question that I would like you to please answer day after day. 20 years from now, what story will this community tell about what you choose to do or not to do when families need us? When the world is turned upside down and people are being displaced, raped, tortured, and murdered. What are you going to do about it? Thank you. Now I would like to invite Abby to come up. And by the way, I want to give many thanks to Abby for all the work she has carried out. I know that I've been a member of All in Panther on and off, and Abby has been sustaining and carrying on the work to make this happen. So here's Abby.
So much has been said already this afternoon. I feel like I have very little to add. But what I will add, I have the same feeling that Nabila and Hamid shared, and many other people have shared too as well, that for most of us who come from a different country, most of us who come from having experienced loss, Owl and Panther does so much for us. Owl and Panther is our home. Owl and Panther is our family. And Owl and Panther helps us go from being in a state of survival to actually thriving in the community and contributing to the community, which is all that we desire as people who have the U.S. as our new home. I think as a way to end this afternoon that we've had together, I want to thank, first of all of you for taking the time to join us today, for taking the time to hear our stories, to celebrate with us. 30 years is a big milestone. And I have had the honor of being a part of All in Panther for 17 of those years. And in many familiar faces in the room, a lot of you have been on this journey with us as long as I've been here, even before I joined All in Panther as well. And I want to thank each and every one of you for continuing this work with us. I also want to thank our board. We have 3 of our board members with us today. Patty did mention that she is the board president. We also have Armando, if you would wave. And I was here in the room, but you may have noticed somebody taking photographs. And I assume she's also on our board. And she also happens to be my niece. And I would also like to thank our volunteers, as Patty and Sydney mentioned earlier, our volunteers are really the backbone of this organization. They've always been. We have a little more funding now than we did back then, which allows us to be able to have more people on our team. But volunteers are always a vital part of the work that we do, and we just want to appreciate you very much. We want to thank our partners as well. Now, representing QT is here. We have other partners, like the Tucson Museum of Art. We've been in partnership for the last 15 years, Tucson Village Farm, and other partners in the community as well will help us offer quality programs to refugee families. I also want to highlight some of our main funders for this year. We have the William B. Hall Foundation, the Threshold Foundation, our dear friend, the late Paul Barbie. His foundation has also been a big funder of ours this year. And the Arizona Department of Economic Security, specifically the Refugee Resettlement Program. All of these different foundations have been a huge part of why we're able to serve as many people as we're able to. Right now, as Patty mentioned earlier, we're serving 250 participants, actually 260 from 55 families. And when I joined, the number was much more intimate. We're doing monthly family programs. We're doing targeted wellness groups. We're doing health classes. Nabila mentioned earlier that we've been doing home visits, visiting families in their home, helping them access different resources in the community. All of this work really takes all of us. And I can't stress enough how grateful we are that you are in this journey with us and that we work together to offer the programs and the services that we're able to offer refugee families. Thank you, thank you. And I also want to thank our team. We're a team of 8 now. I do want to highlight and especially thank Sydney and Yvonne, and also Aspen, who have done so much to make this event happen today. Yeah, thank you. I hope, if you haven't had a chance to already, we have 2 collaborative activities in true Owl and Panther fashion. One is a collaborative art piece, wearing a t-shirt with our 30th anniversary logo, and we're inviting you to add your own art to a poster that's out in the hallway. We're also inviting you to help us create a collaborative poem to mark this 30-year anniversary milestone, and we will be